Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Sheikh, Jassim is favourite to buy Manchester United as talks begin. Qatar's bid receives a huge boost as UEFA rethink rules. Now the Qataris have been interested in buying Manchester United for a while now. Sir Jim Ratcliffe has been interested in buying the club for a while. It recently said that Sir Jim Ratcliffe was confident of completing Man United takeover after hiring Dave Brailsford. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is Britain's richest man, is the chairman of Ineos. The Saudi Arabians have also been interested in buying the club. As for the Glazers, it said not so long ago that the Glazers had put the sale back to the summer. The club was aimed to be sold by April. The Glazers are desperate to sell Manchester United. They are demanding £6 billion. In November last year, the Glazers announced that the club was up for sale, and since then, Man United have had a lot of interest. We've got to get the Glazers out of the club because they've been a massive issue at the club for such a long time, and that explains why for such a long time United fans have been protesting against the Glazers. The Glazers have owned Manchester United for 18 years. They purchased the club for £790 million back in 2005. So that's the news on that. As you all know, Manchester United play Real Betis this evening at Old Trafford. Well, sorry, not Old Trafford, away from home. It's the Europa League round of 16, second leg. Man United are more or less into the last day of the Europa League. Manchester United did beat Real Betis 4-1 at Old Trafford in the first leg. The goals in the first leg, Marcus Rashford opened the scoring. Rashford has 26 goals in all competitions this season. What a season he is enduring. This is definitely his best season as a United player. Perez equalised for Real Betis. Antony restored Manchester United's lead with a good curling shot. Bruno Fernandes scored for Man United. He also got an assist. And Weghorst scored his first Old Trafford goal. It was his second goal in total. It was a brilliant second half performance by Man United in that first leg. I think Man United have got a good chance of winning the Europa League. You know, there's still some good teams in it. The last time Man United won the Europa League was under Jose Mourinho back in 2017. Man United do have players missing. Obviously, Eriksen is still out. Van der Beek's out for the season. He won't play anyway because he's a squad player. Martial's not available for this evening's game. So Weghorst will play up top. Lindelof has been out with a fever. Antony's not available for this evening's game because he's got a fever. Garnacho, he's also missing. You know, he came off injured against Southampton. He left Old Trafford on crutches. Garnacho is out for several weeks. So they're the players we have missing. You know, Man United are coming into this game against Real Betis on the back of a 0-0 draw with Southampton at Old Trafford. It was a disappointing result. Man United dropped 2 points. Man United are now winless in the last 2 league games. Man United and Southampton both had their opportunities, but I thought Southampton had the better opportunities. The biggest talking point of that game was Casemiro's red card. To be honest with you, I thought it was a harsh decision. I think a lot of United fans and that will agree with me on that aspect. After that game, Ten Hag hit out at inconsistent referees after Casemiro saw red. And Ten Hag also mentioned that we should have had a penalty. Man United decided not to appeal against the red card shown to Casemiro. It was Casemiro's second red card this season. He will now serve a 4-game ban. This doesn't apply to all competitions. You can play this evening against Real Betis. Back in February, Casemiro served a 3-match ban. As for Real Betis, they drew their last game against Villarreal 1-1. They're like 5th in La Liga. Like I've said, Real Betis are not a good team, but they're not a bad team, so they're an average team. Don't forget, Real Betis beat Man United in a friendly last year, 1-0. The Real Betis manager is Manuel Pellegrini. Manuel Pellegrini's been the Real Betis manager for over 2 years. He's under contract with Real Betis until 2025. Manuel Pellegrini's managed a lot of clubs in his managerial career. He managed in the Premier League before. He managed Man City, won the title at Man City. He also managed West Ham. So the clubs he's managed in the Premier League before. Managed the likes of Villarreal, Real Madrid, Malaga, River Plate, and he's managed other clubs. Some of the players Real Betis do have, they've got William Jose, Juan Cruz. He's out with injury at the moment. Luis Enrique, Rodri, Sergi Canales. He was injured the other week. He came on in the first leg. Perez, he scored in the first leg. Real Betis have him on loan from Leicester. William Carvalho. Nabil Fekir, he won't be playing in this game because he's out until September. Nabil Fekir is a former Lyon player. He's a former Lyon player. It got confirmed not so long ago that Luis Philippe is going to be missing this game because he's out with injury. So there you go. After Real Betis, Manchester United do play Fulham in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. You already know my perception on Erik Ten Hag. I'm backing him. I believe he's the right manager for Manchester United. We have had quite a few setbacks this season under Ten Hag, but we've recovered from them well. You can see the progress Ten Hag has made this season. Won the Carabao Cup. That was his first trophy as United manager, and it was Man United's first trophy in 6 years. He's more or less got us to the last 8 of the Europa League, got us to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, and got us up to 3rd in the league. And revert back to the start of the season, I did say Ten Hag's expectations this season would be to get Man United a top 4 finish. If Ten Hag can win another trophy this season and get us in that top 4, I'd underline that and say that's a successful season, then obviously build from that. Don't forget, Ten Hag recently won Premier League Manager of the Month for February. Ten Hag is like 11 months into his reign as Man United manager. He's under contract with the club till 2025. Ten Hag was the one that replaced Rangnick. He's Man United's 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. And don't forget, Ten Hag was the one that recommended Mitchell van der Gagh and Steve McLaren in. Ten Hag has brought players to Manchester United. In January brought Sabitzer in on loan, Weghorst in on loan, and Jack Butland in on loan. He didn't make a permanent signing in January. But last summer, Ten Hag brought the likes of Terrell Malaysia in, Lisandro Martinez, Casemiro, Christian Eriksen, Anthony Dubravka. Ten Hag has spent over 200 million as Manchester United manager so far, and he's enjoyed 2 transfer windows at the club. Ten Hag's also got rid of a lot of players as well since he come in. The summer transfer window will be Ten Hag's 3rd transfer window as United manager. And in the summer, he's looking to make more signings. He's looking to bring in a central striker and a central midfielder. The news on Harry Kane. It recently said Man United are determined to avoid Harry Kane nightmare scenario. So it said Man United could end the pursuit in Harry Kane as Man United fear entering negotiations with Daniel Levy. As you all know, Daniel Levy is very ruthless when it comes to transfers. Tottenham are not willing to sell Kane in the summer. Victor Osimhen is also a target for Man United. The other week he said he dreams of playing in the Premier League. Chelsea tried to get Osimhen. We've been tentatively linked with Alexis McAllister from Brighton. Ben Jacobs was speaking about Man United holding talks with Brighton over Alexis McAllister. We've been in for Joe Palhinha from Fulham. Liverpool entered the race. We've recently revived his interest in Frankie de Jong. So we're linked with quite a few players. Ten Hag has put players up for sale. He's put around 6-7 players up for sale so he can fund summer spending. So anyway guys, that's everything to update with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe. As always, take care, God bless, see you all again soon.